Greetings, everyone who, within the sound of my voice, who have registered for Mark 4480 Sports Marketing this semester. This is David Williams, and I will be your cruise director for the next 15 weeks or however long it is. This is a little intro video to me and to the course. So if you've had me before, and several people have, I apologize for some of this stuff. The rest of it is important. So I'll be hitting some highlights about the course, kind of giving you a roadmap to how it's going to work. So first of all, I always like to encourage everyone and request that everyone follow our Wright School of Business social media platforms at Dalton State WSOB. You can see we have, for some reason, Collaborate that I use to make a lot of videos screws up some fonts that it's not familiar with. But you can see we have we're active on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And you can also follow or get information about the Wright School of Business at daltonstate.edu/business, or as we say in Alabama, business. So I encourage you to follow those and like and share and stay up to date on internships, employment, happenings, speakers, free gifts, whatever happens to be on there. All right, I am David Williams. More importantly, this is Leo, the #1 rescue pup in the state of Georgia for 10 years running, because I award him that every year in April on his birthday. I include a picture of Leo because he is the best boy. And just look at him. It's hard not to be happy when you see that goof. So you'll see, if you take a class with me, you will see Leo repeatedly. And for that, I do not apologize. Here's Leo studying for a sports marketing course with his glasses, because he's very studious. In the middle there, he was trying to get a ride to a Christmas party, because he can't drive because he has no thumbs, and he was trying to entice some people on Instagram to come pick him up. And for some reason, he has a fear of Rachel Ray. I do too, but I don't really want to get into it now. But he is Leo. You can see it on his name tag right there that I just noticed. It's shaped like a bone. Isn't that cute? I also like to post pictures of my family, so that whenever anybody decides at some point that they want to be mean or say terrible things, you realize I'm human. You cut me and I bleed. This is my daughter on the left as a baby, and there she is in the middle. She just finished graduate school with her MBA and is starting her time in the professional world tomorrow, oddly enough, in Dallas, Texas. This is my wife, Julie, and I don't know who this goof is, but he kept getting in the picture until I had him arrested. I was born in the Mobile Infirmary in South Alabama. My father worked for the Navy, so our next stop was Norfolk, Virginia. We worked for the Navy, where I spent my about 10 formative years. And then he took a job in Pensacola, and we ended up back here, and I went to Fairhope High School, which is on the eastern shore of Mobile Bay. And then after some roundabout ways, I have been living in Cobb County for the last 20 years, or about an hour away from the Dalton State campus in glorious Whitfield County. Got my bachelor's degree in management from the University of Montevallo, founded in 1887. I got my MBA at the University of South Alabama, home of the Fighting Jaguars. And I got my doctoral degree from Kennesaw State University, home of the Fighting Owls. Hootie hoo. My undergraduate degree was in management. My MBA was just a general MBA, and my doctorate is in marketing. So, long story short, my brother and I started an electrical contracting firm in '92. We sold it in 2000 to a company headquartered in San Francisco, California, who was our largest competitor. And I moved, that's how I ended up in Atlanta, to worked in our operation here, help put the businesses together in the Southeast, because we worked in all of the Southeast. And I left there in 2003, retired for about 10 months until I became extremely bored at the bus stop. I didn't mind being the Mr. Mom, just wasn't very engaging intellectually. So because I had my MBA at the time, I started college level teaching at just adjunct to some places: Georgia Highlands, Southern Poly, Kennesaw State, my alma mater, University of Montevallo. And I decided after that after doing that for a couple of years, that I would try to pursue a terminal degree and make academia my final career. Or I say final career, nobody really knows what happens. So, I worked my way into a doctoral program. I defended my dissertation and earned my doctoral degree in 2014. That time I was working at Berry College. I was teaching in the School of Business there, and when a job came up at Dalton State and a couple other schools, I interviewed and chose Dalton State because it seemed like a good fit for me at the time, and I've been here ever since. So this is my 6th year. In the fall, I teach principles of marketing and this course, sports marketing. In the spring, I teach social media marketing and marketing strategy. Marketing strategy being the capstone course for marketing majors. In the summer, I teach a marketing elective, which is current issues and emerging trends in marketing, as well as a section of business ethics, which is a required course. And we try to offer as many required courses each semester as we can based on our personnel. I don't know why this font's messed up, but this is what I primarily research and write about. And I encourage students, if you want to see what your professors are up to or into, go to Google Scholar and put their names in, and you can see what they've published and what their interests are, because that's our primary job, is to research and write, as well as teach. So you can see those are some of my publications, and 3 of the 4 of them have to do with social media marketing, and 1 has to do with teaching and using social media platform while teaching. So anyway, you can do that for any professor that you take, and you can see, what they're doing and who's reading it. So as you are aware, back earlier in the summer, I sent a survey out to all of the people that registered for my courses at that time, and to get some feedback on how uh, the registered students would like for the course, this online course to run. So I asked 3 questions. First one was about whether you prefer a synchronous class that we meet at certain times and everybody's online on Teams, and or if you prefer asynchronous, which means you can record lectures and post things, and you can read and do them as you will. And you can see the results were 40 people responded. Of course, it wasn't required. And 3/4 preferred asynchronous or didn't care. 1/4 preferred synchronous. This is across 3 different sections, 2 different subjects. So the majority, more than the majority, preferred asynchronous or didn't care. So that means that, we'll do some synchronous things this semester, maybe a quarter of the time. That might satisfy everybody. So I'll try to satisfy everybody, but I might not be able to, but I'm willing to take a stab at it. That's why I asked. What your preferences were. Second question had to do with office hours. Did you want office hours at a certain time each week, or would you like to be able to schedule a time if you needed or wanted to discuss something with me? Would you like to just schedule those, around your schedule and my schedule? So on-demand office hours or didn't care got 70%. You see right here. Again, almost 3/4 to 1/4. So we'll talk about office hours or ways to contact me in just a little bit. But I'm accessible, and you'll see that in a minute. So I might set up a time each week where I'll be online, but maybe a little bit. Again, trying to satisfy everybody. And the last questions were talked about live sessions on Teams, Facebook Live, Periscope, YouTube Live, etc. And it seems like it looks like, again, 3/4. That's the average. Well, between 10 and 100, which is the upper side. So there is some interest in that. 35 people responded. So we'll do some of that then. Maybe exam prep or something. At least we'll give it a try early and see who shows up. And I'll work some of that in. So I appreciate the feedback, and just want to share it with everybody so you can see what you and your classmates had to say about those 3 questions, because the consumer is important and you are the consumer. All right, these are some screenshots from the syllabus. This is not to replace you reading the syllabus. You should. That's the contract between me and you. You'll notice at the bottom of, I think, the second or third page, I have the revision date when the syllabus that you're reading was revised. So I'll generally replace them if I add or take away something or modify something. But we'll come back to that. This is the CRN for the course, 3 credit hours. This is my mobile phone, which you're welcome to use. All I ask is that you text me first, announce yourself, and if I may be able to answer it on a text. If it's not pressing, send me an email. This is my email address, and I'll answer that. If it's something that is pressing, you really need to take care of, or you're having a problem and you want to talk about it, we can schedule a time to talk on the phone or FaceTime, or we can get on, I'll set up a Teams meeting and we can discuss it, or we can do it on Collaborate. There will be links for those on D2L. Brightspace by D2L, which the computer calls, the Dalton State refers to as Georgia. But anyway, so I'm accessible and I'm available. I'll ask that you text me after you've read the syllabus and looked at D2L for all the information I've posted there to see if it's not answered. I'm happy to talk with you. This is the text that we'll be using. Molly Hardin Sutton, Sport Marketing, Human Kinetics. Of course, you probably know that already because that information was entered in the system way back last spring. As a minimum, to successfully complete this course, you should have downloaded Office 365 from the Dalton State system. It costs you nothing. You will need an account and subscription to PackBack because that's part of the grade. It's an online discussion platform. If you've had me before, you probably know how it works, but there's information on D2L about it. And you'll be getting an email about it tomorrow morning about how to sign up. But there's also information on D2L under a content tab called PackBack Information. You need to be familiar with D2L, also known as Georgia View, because that is the primary communication method that I will use to communicate with the class, because I don't like my email being blown up, although it is all the time. So I try not to blow yours up. So I will post announcements and information there. And there are videos and instructions on how to set up alerts for new content, new communications from me on D2L. You should set up those alerts for the calendar and information so that you get a text or an email when there's been action on D2L and you know it. All right, so my primary communication method is going to be on D2L. So you should hopefully, I don't know how you wouldn't be familiar with it at this juncture in your undergraduate college career, but if you're not, need to get familiar with it. And then there's the catalog information about sports marketing and what we're going to do in the course, things that we're going to cover. Now, we're going to have 3 exams, right? And those will be online on D2L. They call them quizzes. We're going to have a final exam, again, online, D2L, they call quizzes. PackBack discussions, which will be due every week, Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. Will be 15% of the grade. And then in this course, we usually have a fantasy football competition. I have an asterisk behind this on the syllabus. I don't know if that's going to happen. The NFL acts like they're going to play, but no. If that can't be worked out, the way it works is, and I'll post information about it, is we will draft teams. We will form teams in class, draft teams. We will have a head-to-head competition every week. If you don't know how fantasy football works, we'll have a little explainer on that. So don't worry about it. And if it's going to really be fouled up, fantasy football is going to be created. I'm going to be replaced by some quizzes, some like 10-question quizzes that I'll put up after the after each chapter, or something else. But I'm hoping that we can get the fantasy football worked out. But I do have an asterisk behind it because things are fluid with that respect. This week you should know after you leave the course. I'll sum it up by saying this. We're going to take marketing theory and concepts that you already know and apply them to sports because it's different. And concepts and theories are the same, but it's different in application to sports. So I sum that up. And this is the course calendar. I have this. I have a couple of TBAs worked in here for just to give us some breathing room in case, who knows how the semester is going to play out. So we can move some stuff around if we have to, but hopefully not. These are the chapters that we're going to cover and roughly the week that we're going to cover them. The exams will be on these days. I will hold to that, so you can plan, not these days, these weeks. You'll have a couple days to do them, but they will happen on in week 6, week 10, and week 15. All right, the final exam times and everything, I don't have that exactly when that's supposed to work out, but it will be in this interval because we won't be coming back after Thanksgiving, and I'll tell you about that a little bit later. No need to worry about what's going to happen in November when we're in August. All right, so those are some highlights and general information about the course. This video is not a substitute for reading and being familiar with the syllabus. So do that. Pack back information, in addition to what you be emailed, is also put on D2L, and the Collaborate room is there. And this is an elective course, which means we elect to teach it. And I enjoy this course. I always have, and I think I always have fun teaching it, as much fun as school can be. And so I hope we'll have a good journey together this fall in Mark 4480. And with that, I will see you on the internet.